Hey, what's going on, y'all? St. Pipey here, aka Black Native. I'm just out taking a little stroll, and I was reminded about a dream I had last night. In this dream, I was watching a family be a family. It was a man, a woman, and their child, their son, and they were isolated away from the rest of the world. The world seemed to be in a state of chaos. It was kind of like a world of Fortnite, like everybody for themselves. You make your own laws. It's all about you. It's all about survival. That's the way the dream presented itself. It was a sunny day, and the family had this one home, and it was nothing but grass and a big field of nature around them. But a force came against this family. A force, a legion, an army came against this one family. This family was peaceful. The energy about them was very peaceful, lighthearted, secure, safe. But the force that came against this family was a force that was offensive, a force that sought out this family in order to hurt them, to bring harm, and to be dangerous towards this family. All right, so it was a man leading an army of women. This was the force. It was one man leading an army of women. And they came to the door. All right, they came to the door, and the father took it upon himself to go and take care of it. But when he got there, he saw that it was a man and a bunch of women. So he eradicated the man. He neutralized the man's threat, but he didn't neutralize any of the women. So the women actually broke into the home after he answered the door. Now, key, when you are dealing with people or entities or energies that are coming into your life, they only can work if you give them permission. They can only enter your life with permission. So when he answered the door, that gave them permission. All right, had he stayed inside, his family may not have succumb to what I'm about to tell you. So he neutralized the man, but he saw that they were women, and he thought that it wouldn't be politically correct for him to defend his family against women. He thought it would be unacceptable. He thought it would be looked down upon. So he actually let the women do whatever they wanted. They came in the house, and he was thinking that, okay, they're women. I neutralized the man, I neutralized the threat that, okay, things are going to be all right. But it was not. It was not all right. The women went inside. They insulted his wife. They pushed her around, and they found his son, and they brutally beat his son. They brutally beat his son till his son wasn't even recognizable. His son couldn't function. His son was on, he couldn't walk anymore. His son actually went to the hospital. So from that point, he came back inside, and he was like, he admitted, like, I thought they were not going to be a threat to me or my family, and I thought that they were more reasonable than men. I thought that once I neutralized him, the leader, who I thought was the leader, or, you know, the man, then the women would just, you know, basically go, you know, take their loss and leave us alone, but they didn't. So next thing you know, my dream kind of shifts, and I'm all of a sudden in this dark room where it goes to like this TV screen of kind of like a CNN or a world news type thing. And they were covering his life. They were covering this man's life. And my vision was almost like the camera, was like the actual camera that they were using. So I could see everything. As if I was the one filming it, as if I was the news station. All right. So this man's life was being televised, but nobody did anything about it. Because this is what I'm going to tell you. Hold up out this car. This man's life was being televised and terrorized, and no one did anything about it. It was a black man, and he was getting attacked by an army of black people. That's a clue. He was a black man getting attacked by an army of black people. However, but they were not his family. They were not a part of his tribe. They just looked like him, but they were not a part of his family, and they were not part of his tribe. Man. So, again, my dream switches from watching him go through this, and all of a sudden, we're watching this on TV. and it's like a red logo, and it's a dark blue, kind of like the sky. It's like a dark blue. It's like a dark blue background with this red logo of whatever this TV show, I mean this network is. And so once that happened, I think it just dawned on me that I was too a spectator, that I wasn't part of this at all. I was just watching. What's going on? I think they don't want me to get this message out because all of a sudden a bunch of cars are coming and I've been out here for a while. But I'm gonna still get it out. I'm gonna still get it out because this is serious, bro. Yeah, that's not normal. That's not normal traffic. That's not normal. But anyway, so it went from it being a TV screen to me seeing this man in a room. He was in a room. Look, more cars. This is not normal. He was in a room. I'm still gonna tell y'all the truth. He was in a room with his son, like a hospital room. However, he was being observed. What's going on? He was being observed, like, by all of these. You know how if you watch the Oprah show and they have an audience? He had an audience and his son was on his deathbed. His son was beaten so bad it looked like his face was burned. Like you couldn't even recognize his son. Him as a man, he was broken because he felt like he made the wrong decision because he was trying to be politically correct instead of just protecting his family regardless of what people thought. You know, just like he neutralized the man and beat him down, he should have did the same thing to the women who actually came against his family, insulted his wife, disrespected his home, and destroyed his son, destroyed his seed. He had no more legacy, and he was beaten down as a man. He was sitting there watching his son on the deathbed in a dark room. The light was just shining on them too. And when I looked into the darkness, when the camera showed the darkness, it was a bunch of people in suits. It was white men, it was white women, it was black men, like rich people and people who just wanted to see this, like the world, like people who were just tuning into this man's life, his misery. And he couldn't see them, but they could watch him. And it was just so sad. Like his son was barely breathing and hurting, and he went to reach for to unplug his own life support, bruh. And all of a sudden you heard the crowd go, "No!" You know, they called a name. I didn't remember the name. They called a name. They said like, "What's going on?" Yeah, they wilding tonight, bro. They don't want me to tell y'all this. This is serious. If y'all once watching this video, y'all need to share this because this message must be powerful. The son went to commit mercy suicide on himself. He didn't want to live no more, right? He went to unplug his life support, bro. And the crowd was like, "Johnny, no," something like that. They said his name and they said no. And then so he moved his hand, and then his father did it. His father unplugged his life support. Was like, and his father, I could feel what his father was feeling. His father was like, he doesn't have a life anymore. Like he wanted to give up. I'm not gonna let him suffer here just so y'all can have more entertainment. I let him down already. He already dead. He can't breathe. He can't move. He's not himself. He's not. I can't recognize him. Like he's not the same person. I cannot even recognize him. And then he just got up. And when he got up, it just felt I had his vision. No, this what happened. This what happened. Once he unplugged his son's life support, his son started gasping for air and tried to stand up and started to walk around this dark room. He just started to walk around this dark room, stumbling, gasping for air. And it was me. It was me. At the end of this dream, it was me. Like, I couldn't breathe in that room. Like, it was crazy, y'all. So this what I got from the dream, bro. Protect your home against whoever. I don't care if it's a squirrel. Destroy them. The Israelites, bro. The Israelites destroyed who came against them if they didn't change. They gave them a chance to change. They gave them a chance to leave. If you're going to stay, you're going to follow the rules of Yahawah. If you're going to leave, then leave. But if you want to go to war, if you want to change the way we live, regardless if it's politically correct or not, we're going to take the proper actions. Regardless of the gender, regardless of whatever superficial form you take, I'm going to do what I got to do. For my family, for our way of life, for our peace. They were peaceful. A force came against them. Okay, the whole world is watching what's going on to black people right now. They're watching what's going on to Mexicans. They're watching what's going on to Native Americans. Because it's not just black people. It's not. It's not just African Americans, right? We all natives, right? We all black natives. So they're coming against people of peace. All right? We watching this. We're watching this. It's being televised. This man was watching his son on his deathbed, and that was being televised. Nothing is sacred anymore. Nothing is meaningful anymore. The value is everything's devalued. Everything's desensitized. We're looking for the most outrageous things just to get a thrill. Remember when, like, Tom and Jerry was fun? Now Family Guy is like conservative. That's conservative. So like we looking in the more violent, more realistically sadistic things for entertainment, and people is looking in on black people situation, people of peace situation, people that I'm not even gonna say black people of peace situation, and just to get a thrill. The father was broken because because he felt like it was his fault that he allowed his family and his son to be broken so bad. He felt like it was his fault. So that's somebody out here, you know, that's a generation. That's generations. That's how this goes. It's like whoever you bring into this world, that is you, and you're gonna try to make the proper decisions to help this person. You're gonna do that for your children. But he couldn't even recognize his son no more. And his son wanted to give up because his son didn't have that identity, like recognition. Like he didn't know who he was. Nobody knew who he was. He didn't have his identity. They didn't have their home no more. They didn't have their land no more. Somebody came in and took their land, took their piece. You see what I'm saying? Don't this sound like some kind of a story to you? Don't you recognize this story? They took their land, bro, and everybody watched and did shit. Nobody stepped up. The only time they stepped up was when a man was trying to kill himself because he couldn't take it no more. That's the only time they said something like, no, don't kill yourself, but keep suffering. And also, we're going to let somebody else take your place. It was entertainment. Where there's entertainment, that's business. Where there's business, somebody's profiting. Think about this, bro. It's a deep dream. It was a dark room. They came from a sunshine place. The sun was shining on their land. Then their land was taken, their house was taken, they were invaded. He gave them permission. So that's the power in this. Where's your power? In your permission, in your discretion, in your filter. Don't give them permission. Lock your door. Lock your door. And if you do open your door, destroy all of them. That's just the facts. That's what this dream is about, bro. It's not good enough. And for you people that like to look on and help, like barely, like say something, you might as well not help at all. You might as well not help at all. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing anything. You're just prolonging the inevitable. And then the father killed his own son because, you know what I'm saying? And then the son was us. The son was me. The son was you. The son. Somebody allowed this to happen, right? Before us, generations. There was something taken from us. Somebody gave them permission. From our fathers, from our grandparents, from our whoever, our ancestors. We don't recognize ourselves. Look at the lives we live. Is this what they would, is this the lives our ancestors would be living? No, we don't. There's nothing about what we do that points to our ancestors or the lives they will live. So we don't recognize ourselves. We don't know our true power. We don't have any mobility. We can't move. We could barely breathe. There's no peace, right? So we stumbling around. I was in a dark room, stumbling around, suffocating, gasping for air. And that's how we live in life. Watch, you're going to see when it's all over, you're going to recognize that this life was nothing. The life that we live right now sucks compared to the life that we should live and can live and is moving towards and are moving towards. We are moving towards a better life. You know what I'm saying? Man, this is real. Saint Piper, aka Black Native, man. If you want to look me up, follow me on YouTube. SAINTPIPER, one word. SAINTPIPER. Subscribe, man. Me and the Black Natives, we have a really good community. We pass a lot of information, but this is serious. We got a lot of bugs out here tonight, but oh, termites, that's why. But yeah, man, they didn't want me to get this message out. That's why there was a lot of cars. But look, man, this is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. This is the truth. Love y'all. Peace. I'm out.